Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me on this recap video. Twins versus the Indians, game two of a four-game series at Target Field. Twins win 4-1. It was looking earlier in the day like the Twins might not play this game or maybe even the rest of the games the weekend with the Indians due to the announcement by Major League Baseball that the St. Louis Cardinals had two players test positive for COVID 19. Apparently, it was before they came to Minneapolis or while they were here. However, all the Twins players, according to a report from MLB Network, all the Twins players and the Indians players got their temperatures taken when they were here. Nobody showed any symptoms, and they talked to Major League Baseball, and a decision was made to play the game. So we'll see what happens in the coming days. We know that Miguel Sano in the off season, since the cancellation of spring training, contracted COVID-19. So he's somebody who definitely needs to be extra careful. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump into it. We got some highlights to get into. Max Kepler starts the game off with a home run for the Twins. It was off of Mike Clevenger. Max Kepler hit a home run to right field. He was 1 for 3. It was a solo shot. He's now up to 200, which I believe is the Mendoza line. Josh Donaldson, little concern on Twins fans' part. He left with a mild calf strain. He is day to day, but hey, aren't we all? Polanco had a nice game, 2 for 4, including a hustle double in the fifth inning, which was followed by a Cruz single, and the Twins could not score that inning, which was a bummer, and we'll touch base on that here shortly. Biggest thing I saw is that it seems like Eddie Rosario's starting to heat up. I mentioned in one of the other videos, it's not just that he's drawing walks, it's the pitches he's not swinging at. The home run he hit the other day, his first of the season, was inside. It was kind of in the kitchen, and he really had to turn his hands real quick and kind of uppercut swing that he does. And tonight, his double was up and away, and it was a typical Eddie Rosario swing and hit, and it was a pitch that he's probably the only one in baseball that could hit that and get that result out of it. Randy Dobnak versus Mike Clevenger was the matchup tonight, with Dobnak getting the better of Clevenger. Dobnak went 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 94 pitches, raised his ERA to 1 this year. So outstanding job again. Twins have had, I believe, 5 starts in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody in the rotation has gone. The last 5 starts have all gone at least 5 innings with less than 2 earned runs allowed. Berrios allowed 2 last night on the home run to Lindor. That's the most the Twins pitchers allowed since earlier in the season when Berrios gave up 5. So Twins starters have done an outstanding job. I wanted to talk about the 6th inning. I thought it was kind of the inning that really affected the game the most. The top of the 6th, Tyler Clippard comes in replacing Randy Dobnak. He had the lowest opponent batting average last year for relief pitchers in baseball. Opponents hit just 123 off of him last year, which again was the best in all of baseball. So the guy is very, very, very good at limiting damage and limiting balls in play and that kind of thing. Ends up giving up a hit. There's a runner in scoring position, and he ends up throwing just a great curveball, which isn't even his out pitch. His out pitch is the changeup, but he throws a great curveball to Santana. He gets him to swing on something, honestly, with low in the dirt. I think it might have slightly bounced right before it got to the plate. But nonetheless, great curveball to Santana to get him out of that inning. He did give up a run on a misplay by Luis Arraez. I want to talk about it. It was a ground ball that was kind of in between Arraez and Polanco. Polanco was charging on it. Arraez was cutting to his right, our left, and Arraez cut in front of Polanco, and the ball went through the wickets and rolled into the outfield, and the run scored. The run that was on third scored. That was Polanco's ball all the way. There's no reason that Arraez needs to get that at all. Polanco needs to do a little bit better job of maybe being assertive and calling him off, or Rocco needs to tell Arraez, hey, you need to let Jorge get that one. It cost him a run. It didn't cost him the game. Again, learning experience. Arraez is a young 22, 23-year-old kid. He's playing good defense, great defense on a lot of nights, but just small things like that. He'll learn, and I'm sure Rocco probably had a word with him, and Jorge probably pulled him aside and talked to him about it too. So, mental error, not something you want to have happen, but happened early in the season. Like I said, didn't cost the Twins the game. Cost them a run, but not the game. Let's go to the bottom of that inning. So bottom of the sixth inning, Twins start off the inning. Avila gets hit by a pitch. It seemed like the Indians didn't really think that he tried to get out of the way of it. Whether or not he did, I don't know. And you had Adrianza rip a double to down the third baseline. It just went fair. So you had second and third, 2 outs after a couple of batters were retired. Second and third for Polanco. He's hitting 276 this year. He was 2 for 4 tonight with a single and a double. This was not one of those at-bats, though. Unfortunately, he did fly out. I thought that was really unfortunate. I thought that was a great chance for the Twins to really, really put a run up on the board. Same in the bottom of the fifth. Polanco hit his double. It was a nice hustle double. Cruz singled to right, went opposite field, and Twins couldn't score. So, beyond the home runs, again, the Twins left too many guys on base, too many runners in scoring position, didn't get the runs home. The Indians did, but it was on a mental error. So, seventh inning, Tyler Duffy comes in, strikes out Carlos Santana on a curveball. Shocking, Tyler Duffy got a strikeout on a curveball. Cleveland goes 1-2-3. Top of the eighth, Romo comes in, gets out of a jam, gets a strikeout with an inning-ending strikeout of Santana. I personally thought that was the biggest out of the game for the Twins bullpen. The Indians, given how late it was in the game and the fact that the Indians, had scored the run, put a little momentum on the board, for Romo to get that. And it was a called third strike. To me, it looked a little bit outside. I think the umpire was probably being a little generous to him. But you had a runner on base, and you had Carlos Santana, who's a great switch hitter and has power. And then you had Franmil Reyes behind him, who's probably due for a home run. So it's good that you get out of that inning without anybody scoring. That was pretty much it. Taylor Rogers made the ninth look easy. I'll get into him here in a moment. He's just had a phenomenal start to his season. Dobnak again gets the win, his first win of the year. 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 94 pitches. Tyler Clippard, Tyler Duffy, and Sergio Romo all had a good inning in relief. Clippard was the pitcher who gave up that run. He had a strikeout. Duffy had 1 strikeout. Romo had 2 strikeouts. I mentioned the Twins scoring. Kepler hit a solo home run in the first inning, brought his average up to 200. Rosario was 2 for 4. Like I said, I think he's starting to see the ball better. Dick and Roy kind of mentioned it tonight that the pitchers are still way ahead of the batters, and that's to be expected. Especially, when you had a 2 or 3 week spring training, the batters. It takes a lot longer for hitters to catch up and to warm up to kind of where they need to be than it does a pitcher. So we'll see what happens there. But Rosario, good sign. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. It was a single and a double. He had He had a 2-run double that scored Polanco and Cruz in the first inning after Kepler hit his home run. So that put the Twins up 3-0 right away, and that was a great start, and that was all the Twins needed. However, Alex Avila comes up in the second, hits a solo home run. So the Twins did get a home run tonight. One big thing, kind of the deep dive stat that I wanted to mention is one of the reasons that Randy Dobnak has been so good and so successful. You look at him and he doesn't look like the kind of guy who should be, as good of a pitcher as he is. He doesn't look like, a pitcher. He kind of looks like he should be an Uber driver. So, but he's fantastic. Like I said, this year, he brought his ERA down to 1 or up to 1. The biggest thing that Randy Dobnak and the Twins have done, especially tonight, was first pitch strikes. When you're a pitcher, you can go out there and establish either the fastball for strike one or get strike one, and you put yourself ahead in the count. It's so much easier to kind of know what you want to throw and have a plan to get a guy out when you get ahead and get strike one or strike two, rather than when you fall behind 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, whatever the case may be. So tonight, Randy Dobnak faced 19 batters and 11 first pitch strikes. So outstanding job by Randy Dobnak. 11 of 19 first pitch strikes. Just fantastic. As a team, the Twins were 18 for 34. The rest of the pitchers were 7 for 15. Not a great percentage, but still very, very good. So 18 for 34, just over 50%. You'd like to see that be a little higher, but didn't cost them the game. Let's go to the 9th inning, and specifically the Twins closer. They have this guy named Taylor Rogers. I don't know if anybody's heard of him, but he's pretty good. He got a save tonight, and I don't know if you blinked and missed it or not, but it took a whopping 5 pitches. 5 pitches, 3 ground balls. In his 2 appearances this year, he's thrown a grand total of 16 pitches. 16 pitches, 13 strikes, 2 saves for Taylor Rogers this year, so he has done an outstanding job. There were some at-bats in the series that the batter has seen more than 13 pitches or 16 pitches from a Twins pitcher this series. So Taylor Rogers not only getting outs, getting ground outs, not putting the ball in the air, and doing it very efficiently. 16 pitches, 13 strikes, and 2 saves as a result. Twins win 4-1. Tonight's word of the game, or word of the day is going to be Dobnak. Dobnak is the word of the night. I am going to, again, when I get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away this Harmon Killebrew hat. Signed hat by Twins Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew. If I get to 50, we will give that away. And if I get to 25, I will give this away. A little signed Fernando Romero 2017 Bowman encapsulated by PSA. So I'll give that away. Wanted to show you guys tonight's memorabilia thing. I had some eBay bucks to use, so I went ahead and used those. And I was able to score this. I have not yet opened it. I'm going to open that live for you guys right here. It is a vintage item. I am super, super excited about it. One thing some people know about me and some people don't is that I have a passion for history and baseball, and when vintage baseball and history comes together, I love it even more. I'm gonna go ahead and open this here. This is actually part of a collection. There's 4 parts of this collection, and I now own 3 of them. And unfortunately, I'll never be able to get this signed because the player that is on here has unfortunately passed away. However, it's still a really neat item, and as I said, it's part 3 of 4 of the item that I'm looking for. So it is a poster. And what poster is it, you might ask? It is a 1968 Sports Illustrated poster of Twins super utility player Cesar Tovar. I don't know how many Twins fans are familiar with Cesar Tovar. I know I am. However, he was a great player for the Twins. There is Harmon Killebrew, Tony Oliva, Rod Carew, and Cesar Tovar in this poster series. And they shipped me the wrong poster. So that's pretty funny, actually. They shipped me a poster of a guy in the New York Mets. So that wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm going to have to contact them about that. But that's Jerry Koosman. He lives in Wisconsin, but he later pitched for the Twins. But that is obviously not the item I ordered. But that's kind of funny, actually. I that's what I get for opening stuff live for you. You never know what's going to happen. One other thing I do want to mention: a friend of mine. I shouldn't say a friend of mine, but on my podcast, I interviewed Jim Morris. He was the subject of the early 2000s Disney movie called The Rookie, starring Dennis Quaid, about a guy who gave up his baseball dreams to become a high school baseball coach in Texas, where football is king, and he ended up picking up a baseball and finding out he can throw 97, 98, 99 miles an hour. And if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. But Jim Morrison has a new book out called Dream Makers. I interviewed him on my podcast. He's an outstanding guy. And I got this in the mail today, and he was kind enough to sign it. Devlin, be a dream maker. Good luck. Best wishes, Jim Morris. So, or God bless Jim Morris, the rookie. So, very, very cool item. So, again, Twins win 4-1. They're back in first place with a 5-2 record. Cleveland drops to 5-3. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night after what is hopefully another Twins win. And hopefully we can take 3 out of 4 from Cleveland before going to Pittsburgh next week. Thanks, guys.